Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to The Sims 4. We're doing part 1 of a small apartment build. It's going to be 2 apartments in Copperdale. It's going to be just this little building that I tried to make match the downtown because this is kind of always what I imagined should be here. Originally, I wanted to put a community space in the front and then apartments in the back. I still want to revisit that, but I ended up not doing it here because I decided I didn't have like a really solid idea of how that was gonna go. I also started building this way back when the rent pack first came out, and then life happened and I was playing around with one of my personal Sims, just banging around the save, and I went, oh wait, what's that? And we remembered this build. So there's definitely a little bit of like silliness happening in some of this first footage. It's news to me too. I'm excited to see like what I was up to, what I was thinking. But in this first build we do the basic bones of the outside and we do the upper apartment, and then in the next part we'll do the lower apartment and we'll do like the landscaping and stuff. So don't worry, the outside is not done in this build or in this video. It's just I needed the bones, I needed to figure out, but we're gonna do a lot to it to make it match more of this area. This area is it's really cute and it's pretty it's pretty Americanized, let's be real here. The whole high school pack was pretty American. But this very much reminds me of the town where I live now. There's a main street and it has all of the little old buildings on it, and a lot of them are little businesses down below, like the candy shop and the bookstore, and then apartments up above. And so that's kind of what I was like trying to mimic here. That's what it looks like would be in here in Copperdale. And I was really excited. I thought in a universe where I had like kind of maybe I haven't built the lower apartment yet, maybe I'll be able to pull off a community space. I'm not sure. I feel like the way I built the building, the lower apartment ends up really small. So I kind of want to think about it a little bit before I commit. But I think what I would do is I would put like some selling tables and some community spaces and make it look like a little gallery, because there's a building in town where I live that's a little gallery like that, and a little like music space, and it's so cute. And it's that very idea where you just come in, you put your stuff down, you sell, as long as you have, your proper permits and stuff, you're good to go. And it's a really cute little space. So I was thinking something like that. Maybe I'll make it work, maybe I won't. I haven't actually built the lower part, like I said, or done the landscaping yet. But I forgot about this build for a really long time, and I did upper apartment and I thought it was cute, and so I thought I'd show it to you and then do the lower apartment next. It took forever to figure out windows. I am remembering some of this now because the walls are tall, because I wanted it to match the buildings around, and apparently the buildings around are sort of that medium wall height. So it took a little while to figure out what windows I wanted, and I was kind of not working off a real life building, but like I said, I was working off the main street in like my little hometown here, and so there was definitely like a specific vibe I was trying to give. I also went ahead and put 2 utility rooms in. Looking at this now, I haven't furnished either of them yet. I think I might do a mail room and a utility room, or like a laundry room and a utility room, so that they serve 2 different purposes. I think that makes more sense. So that lower room will probably be either mail or laundry, or possibly both, and the upper room I think will probably be utilities, so that you can actually play with the rent pack if you wanted to. If you don't have the rent pack, you could always just get a roommate and have the roommate live in whichever apartment you don't like, and then just lock the doors accordingly. That could work. Although I think you would still probably have to fix things for the roommate, because I think they still expect you to do things. I'm not sure, honestly. I haven't played a lot around with the roommate feature. I was really excited about it when I got a hold of University, because I got a hold of University a little bit later after the pack came out. And then I never really figured out how to make it work. So I did put a sim through University, though. That was really fun. That is a full-time commitment, though, which makes sense because when I went through University it was a full-time commitment, but I wasn't expecting it to be like that much of a commitment in The Sims. I love the little windows along the side of the build. There's just like one on each level, and I like that because in a lot of cases these buildings were butted up against other buildings, or they had garages, or they had loading bays, because a lot of these buildings were initially warehouses or stores with back rooms, or they were commercial or industrial buildings. And so a lot of apartments that are converted now don't have windows along the side, and you would think it would feel really dark, But the ones I've been in, at least, usually aren't. Usually the tenant or the owner has done a really good job of making sure that the light that's in there is utilized properly. It took a while for me to get the layout right. I like the layout that we came up with. You fit a lot into the space. It's actually a pretty big apartment all said and done, but it took a little while because I couldn't figure out where to put the TV and I couldn't figure out where to put the kitchen. I actually ended up flopping them a little bit. Here in just a bit you'll see the TV goes in front of the windows, which isn't ideal, but for me I was like, well, realistically, if I lived here I'd be flopped on the couch quite a bit and I would want the sunny exposure, so I'm gonna put the couch where it's getting the most sun. Having said that though, realistically, if it was me, this is probably a pretty big apartment for just me. I'm very much like a studio girl. I was really excited to use these cabinets here because I haven't used this swatch in a while, and I actually haven't used the Dream Home decorator stuff in a while, which is funny because it is one of my favorite sets, but it's not. I've been doing a lot of like older homes and stuff lately, so it hasn't been on my to grab list. But this white and wood toned set here is really pretty, and I really liked that I was able to do a lot of open shelving. That was really fun. These tall walls do make it difficult, but I think it ended up turning out okay, and I like the little bit of clutter that ends up happening, and it definitely looks like a rental, but that's kind of the point. I like that level of realism where it's like, what can you do with the space without punching holes in the walls and stuff. I think it turned out pretty cool. It took forever to figure out appliances and stuff as well. I don't think you see as much of the like concern and consternation as I had. When I tell you that I agonize over things like appliances, I'm not even joking. I will sit here and I will be so frustrated, and it's like, Amanda, it's a game, and it's a game about appliances. Like, it's not that deep, but it's amazing when you care about something how easily like emotional you get about it. Maybe don't tell me. If you do get like emotionally invested in your builds, let me know. But like if you don't, maybe don't tell me. Maybe I don't want to feel super weird. Y'all, I love me an orange couch. I'm a bright couch kind of person, but I try to tamper it down because I know not a lot of people are bright furniture people, and I know it makes a build or a real life room difficult to utilize when there's bright furniture in there. But I love a bright couch. I love an orange couch. If I had my druthers, my couch would be orange. And I was like, maybe I can get away with it here. This can be a little bit of a funkier build. And then I found that chair and the pillow matched, and it all came together, and I was like, yes, this is what's happening now. I know they're a little bit different. Let me have this. And then the pillows had an almost matching swatch, or a matching swatch close enough that I was like, I would buy those in the Fred Meyers. I would have picked those up even though they're not perfect. Like, oh, it came together so nicely, and I was like, that's it. That's what we're doing. We're doing peach and white. And then I started finding some like pretty kind of greeny, tealy accents, and I was like, this is what we're doing. This is the room. So it is definitely a vibrant room. It is definitely a bright colors kind of room, but oh my goodness, am I so happy that I got to use that couch. And all of the furniture is on a wonk in this one because I got it in my head that, you know, I don't take a measuring tape to my furniture in my house and try to like force it to all fit right. I don't. My desk is askew. The only reason my bed is straight is because it's up against the walls, but the house was built in the 40s, so to say it's straight is maybe giving a lot of credit, right? Like, my coffee table is always askew, the table is askew, the chairs are never where they're supposed to be, so I decided to really just kind of own it, and everything's on a little bit of a wonk, and I think it really makes it homey in here. Originally, I had the desk in the bedroom, but I decided to move it out here because A, we had the space, and B, I know this is silly because the Sims simply do not care. One of my, like, major goals, which I have no plans to enact right now because I have no way of doing this, but one of my, like, major, like, before I am retired goals is to get my office out of my bedroom because it is exceedingly hard to unplug at the end of the night when your work computer is sitting there, like, wanting to talk to you, and you're lying in bed. I'm also, I'm a dev who does on-call work, because we're a very small company, so I am dev, IT, customer service, like, whatever else needs to get done. And, like, when that computer's sitting there, it's really hard to not just constantly be on call, you know? Like, we have shifts where we're, like, officially on call, and then you're not supposed to be on call other than that, but everyone at my company has kind of the same problem where we're all like, well, but if the laptop's there, you know, it's difficult. I went ahead and put this corkboard up, and I sized it down because I wanted it to look more multi-purpose, and when it's sized up, it really does look a little bit more, like, knitting stuff to me. But then I was so mad because it took forever to furnish this thing. I don't know why I struggled so hard to get this to work. I don't know. I ended up kind of giving up on it. So this is an idea that I like, and I want to revisit because I have, what do you call these? I think I just called it a corkboard, and that's not right. What are these called? Pegboards? Pegboards. I have a pegboard, that I actually got for my birthday. It's not weird. I specifically asked for it. And I love it. I have my scissors, my headset, and my a bunch of my backups on there, my planner, like, oh, my GoPro's up there. Oh, I need to charge that. Anyways, I love having the pegboard. It makes it really nice. I took a bunch of the stuff that was hanging out on my desk and just put it up in a place that was otherwise dead space. I think it's great. I love it, and it still leaves me a lot of space. I actually have more pegs and stuff I can put up there as I find things. So I really wanted that kind of vibe because it is a small office space, so I wanted it to look like they had made a point of using the space as appropriately as they could with shelving and with these pegboards and stuff. I wish slots weren't so annoying. My kingdom for Sims 5 to have slots that scale. Slots that scale. I don't even care if they, like, if you size it down and they go, oh, well, they're extra small slots now, they're not small slots. That's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. It's fine. Just slots that scale. Please. Please, slots that scale. So I ended up going with this large bookcase because I needed to fill the space here, and I wanted a place to put the record player and stuff. And I do believe that record player will work there, but if it doesn't, I think it would be fairly easy to pull out and put somewhere else. I'm not in love with this bookshelf. I'll be honest with you. It's a little too modern for the space. I was hoping for something a little bit more like IKEA chic, but I needed something big, and we didn't really have something big in the swatches I wanted with the spacing I wanted, so I kind of punted on this one, but I think it does fill the space well, and I think we do clutter it well enough that it's not really noticeable unless I point it out to you, you know? And maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe, you know what I just noticed? It's 2 pieces. It's 1 piece, but it's meant to look like 2 pieces put together. I have never noticed that before. Oh my goodness. Anyways, yeah, I think given more options, I think I would have picked something different. I'm not mad at this bookshelf. It just doesn't look flat backy to me, and that was kind of the vibe of this apartment. That's kind of been the vibe I'm in right now. I'm very much going through an IKEA phase. I don't know why. I don't know. I was gonna speculate on that. No, I'm not. It's just a weird phase. I think I just like the look. I like the kind of like clean and bright look, honestly. It's very much my aesthetic. Especially in the springtime. I feel like I change aesthetics like seasons. I had so much fun cluttering this, and also just so much fuss cluttering this. It was one of those where it was like, oh, I really wanted to use that plant for a minute. We might revisit that in the out of doors. But I was trying so hard to strike a balance between like cluttered, but also like these shelves were definitely curated a little bit, but also they're being used. Like I wanted some mugs up there, I wanted some plates, but I wanted it to be like, but like the mugs are organized, right? The plates are organized, like, because there is a little bit of clothes shelving up above. So I was like, we're not gonna have like spices necessarily. We might have a tea tin, we might have a couple things, but like we're not gonna have like groceries necessarily. We're just gonna have like our plates and things on there. I think it worked out good. I love that little elephant teapot. It is my favorite thing. And I love these little plates. I think those plates are Snowy Escape. Those tins are definitely Snowy Escape. That I know for sure. I just can't. Yeah, no, I think those are the Snowy Escape plates because the other plates are, I believe, Horse Ranch, and I don't think I ended up using those. Oh, those are the Home Chef Hustle. Do we have 3 sets of plates now? Those plates are the Home Chef Hustle plates. I think I was gonna say I ended up getting rid of those. But there's another set of more traditional looking dinner plates, I believe, that come with Horse Ranch. So, but I went with the Snowy Escape one. I love that we're starting to get like mugs and plates and things. I don't love that they're scattered among a bunch of packs because it makes it hard for people to buy. I'm very lucky in that I have a family who's like, you have a weird hobby, we'll support it. I actually have a couple weird hobbies that they support, which is great because they've also totally put up with the horse habit, it's fine, whatever. Anyways, that I have developed that very often means that I'm walking around a little bit injured. But you know, when you've done something for the majority of your life, you just like, your family's like, all right, well, that's Amanda, I guess. I loved that the dining table is bar height. That was so strategic. Only in that I literally watched, I think it was a Deligracy build recently. Who said it? I saw it on YouTube. And they literally were like, hey, do y'all remember this really cute table we got that none of us used because it's categorized as like a miscellaneous? And I went, holy cow, I do remember that table, and there's like 4 different places where I would have used that table recently had I remembered it existed. So in this bowl, literally one of like the first things I did was I was like, nope, that table's going in here because it's cute. It is bar height, which is nice for a change, especially in this room, which is so tall. To have taller pieces makes it feel a little bit more normal. I was so excited, and I was like, why is that? Because it's clearly a dining table. Why was it categorized miscellaneous? I don't know. These lights are so cute, and I love them when I remember them, and I'm very much in a need to recolor them to like 40 different swatches kind of phase because I love them so much, and I wish some of the colors were a little bit easier to use. And of course I used my beloved fish light. I don't know why I love that light so much. It is absolutely one of those lights where if I was walking through like Home Depot and it wasn't like crazy expensive, it would be a splurge purchase, and I don't know why. It's actually out in the living room right now, and it unfortunately needs a new cord. I have a little stained glass turtle that is a lamp. He is wrought iron and stained glass. He's really cute. That was absolutely like that. I was walking through Home Depot, and I was like, not even needing a lamp. I think I was in there for caulk. And yes, I was very careful how I pronounce that. And or was I in there for curtain rods? I don't remember. Anyways, I was definitely not in there for lighting. And I walked through, and I went, oh no. Like, I saw him and immediately went, oh no. And I walked around, and I got all the rest of my stuff, and I walked by him again, and I went, nope, I'm not buying him. And I walked all the way to checkout. I walked all the way back, and I looked at him again, and I went, I'm not buying him. I'm not doing it. And I was with a buddy, and that buddy went and picked him up and was like, we're never gonna make it to the car. And just like picked him up, and I was like, yeah, you're right. So anyways, and I love him. He's really cute, and he gives off a really nice glow, but the cord recently died, so I need to fix that. The cord recently died my cord lamp too. But I have the fixings to do that one, because that's just a little chandelier bulb on a cord, so I can fix that. And I'm being quite serious when I say gourd lamp. Someone very lovingly grew, dried, decorated, and painted, and punched little holes in a gourd and turned it into a lamp for me, and I love it. I just need to get it fixed so I can use it again. And the cord gave up the ghost. So I put some fun decor on the side of the fridge. It's a little bit little kitty, but I also like, there's 4 adults living in my house, and my fridge kind of looks like that because like nieces and nephews and cousins give you stuff you want to put up, you get holiday cards, you get announcements, you know, someone sends you something nice. I have like a bottle opener doohickey, not, you know, like it's a soda pop bottle, that kind of thing. all over my fridge. And like when, I don't know if y'all remember, but there was a brief period of time where there was a family of 5 living in my basement, 4 of which were just small children. Every time the littlest guy would come home, he would give us artwork to put on the fridge. So like even 4 adults living in a house, at one point we still had artwork all over our fridge. I still have some artwork from like my little cousins and stuff on my fridge. So I figured it didn't really matter that this was kind of shaping up to be like maybe a single person or a couple's home. There was still a good chance they knew like a kid that was going to make them art, and that they were going to love that kid enough to put it up on their fridge. So that's kind of where that went. And there's like some other things. I imagine there's maybe some notes and some magnets. There's, I think, a little ribbon on there, and I was like, that'd be something cute, like it's a mini golf ribbon or something silly. Like, did you guys ever have a place in town that was like mini golf, and they'd give little like statues, little trophies if you scored a certain amount, and you were always just like, well, that's great, but now I have this weird trophy. And you feel weird. You're like, I don't really want to like just chuck it, but do I need to have this trophy, you know? And I love the colors on the wall. It doesn't like perfectly pull some of the teals out, which is fine. I don't think it needs to be super matchy, but it's very calm, and I like that a lot. It's a very nice, soothing green, and it's one of the more modern colors we have, which I think is pretty cool. I'm just going to ask you right now to please ignore the curtain rod situation. I lost my mind. I don't know how to do this anymore, apparently, so let's just pretend it's fine. Let's pretend it works out just fine. We don't need to talk about it. It's good. It's all chill. Just, it's a lot. It's a lot. You can see here I'm selecting some colors to pick the bed, and that was mostly just because I love sort of looking through some of the swatches that I don't use very often, so I tried to pick some colors that I don't often like think about or gravitate towards, and it did end up meaning I picked a bed that I probably wouldn't have picked and then based the entire room off it. It does mean this room is a little bit brighter than maybe I would normally do for a bedroom, but I'm really actually happy overall with how it turned out. It took quite a while to get here though, because the bed choice absolutely threw me for a loop. Here we are remembering candles exist, and so I ended up fighting with putting a candle on that little pegboard that I just said was so hard to decorate, and I do think that candle is floating a little bit, but it's cool, we'll live, because now there's a pretty little scented candle by the desk. And yeah, here's the bed that is just bright. It's just a very bright bed, but I think it's cool, and I kind of, like, I'm going through a phase right now, I've talked about this so many times in videos, where I want the furniture to look like it's grown with you, and it's come with you different places. So I'm always kind of okay with the idea of like the nightstands don't maybe match the bed, don't maybe match the dresser, you know, but maybe she's painted it and it looks like we're trying, you know, that kind of thing. I've always thought that's kind of cool. I really wanted to use these tall ones, but it didn't fill up the room enough. This is such a weird thing for me. Usually I'm fighting to fit dressers in, and in this case I was like, I need the fattest dresser possible so that I can fill up this weird large bedroom. This honestly could be a 2-bedroom apartment. It honestly could be if like I rejigged it. That wasn't the plan because it was supposed to be a tiny apartment over a business, but this really could be a 2-bedroom. I think you could absolutely make that work. There's a little balcony off the bedroom, which I think is such a cute little idea because it means it's your personal space. It's not a space you're gonna share with guests probably. It's like just your little quiet space outside. And that's the thing that always used to stop me from the idea of living in the city, is I need quiet, beautiful, hang out outside with a bird space, and that's not something you're gonna get a lot in the city, which is fine. That's totally one of the just like gives and takes of different lifestyles, and I'm not judging, but it's just like that's always the thing where people go, well, you could go live in the city for like 6 months. Like my job is always like, well, if you wanted to, you know, come into town and just like do, because they live in the office is in like a pretty major metro. They're like, you could always just like come play City Kid for like a month and like rent an Airbnb for like long term or something. And I'm like, that's a cute idea, because it's been a long time since I've lived in a major metropolitan area. And I'm like, but I don't miss it. That's the thing. I don't miss it. I'm glad it exists, and it's a fun lifestyle to think about, but I spend so much of my time just like staring at the clouds outside or enjoying the grass that I'm like, I feel like if I couldn't just like walk out my door and hug on my critters and just like go flop in the grass when I'm annoyed at people, I'd blow my top a lot easier. Yes, so I had a silly idea with the walls here, and I kept it, and I think it looks cool. I didn't do it on every wall. I started, but I didn't end up doing it on every wall, which is good because I think I made a pattern mistake there. But I ended up on some walls doing this really fun giant stripe, and I don't think I've ever really played around with wallpaper like that on this channel, and I think it's cute, so I went with it. I did play around with a few other walls just to make sure there wasn't maybe a more cohesive statement wall idea, but I love those big stripes. I think they're so cool, and I think the color overall warms the room up really nicely. I'm really happy with it. I am also very aware that that little fox bin or basket, if you will, is meant to be for children. I definitely get that. I'm a 27-year-old adult who would absolutely purchase that if I came across that for my own room. Like 100%, not even a questions asked. So I owned it. I was like, you know what? This single person or couple that lives here or whatever, they absolutely bought that in a moment of like, no, that's too cute to leave here, and it's fine. Now they put their laundry in it maybe, or like maybe winter scarves, who knows. Pretty stereotypical bathroom here. It looks cute. It's nothing really exciting to write home about. I've been really uninspired with bathrooms lately. Bathrooms and I don't know, man, unless I'm doing a specific build for a bathroom, I really struggle to figure out how to make the same 6 squares into something cute. I think this one turned out okay. Though the dark woods, the like kind of weird grayish woods with the black isn't my favorite, but these tiles are kind of weirdly hard to style with in this color, although I like them a lot. So I think it turned out pretty good. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. It's just sort of your plain basics. In reality, this is another one of those builds that would annoy me very much in real life, because it would mean that my friends would have to walk through my bedroom to get to the bathroom. I've been doing that a lot lately. I don't know why I can't get my head around putting the bathroom in a place where guests could reach it, but I didn't. And in The Sims, it doesn't matter too much. In real life, it would mean I'd have to actually keep my bedroom clean, which would be a big ask for me. Out here, I just put an artist easel. I wanted something activity based. I always try to put something activity wise somewhere in the house, and then I just put some big plants, because honestly, this is probably what I would do with this little space. I'd put lots of plants and a place to sit, probably a little table, and because I do like to paint, I don't know if I'd put a full-time easel out here, but I'd probably have like a place to put my little paint supplies while I'm working. This would be like what my fire escape would look like, and I'd get yelled at all of the time. They'd be like, you need to stop doing that. I'd be like, I understand that as a concept. I'm going to die if I don't get outside, so. And here we are with the screenshots. I really like how this little place turned out. I think the downstairs we're going to do similarly but different. We're going to do same happy vibes, but I think we're going to try to pick a different base style. So that'll be kind of fun. Stay tuned for that. I have to actually build that. Oh goodness, I have to actually build a thing now? Whatever will I do? But anyways, guys, I hope you're having a good day and you're feeling loved. And if you're not feeling loved, please know that I love you. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad you're hanging out. You make the world a better place just by being you. And I'm excited you're here. Should be seeing build again next Friday and a Minecraft video on Monday, assuming I haven't goofed the schedule up yet. I am starting to feel better. I know I don't sound like it yet, but I am starting to feel better. So hopefully you won't be hearing the snap, crackle, and pop of my voice quite as bad here soon. and I will maybe be able to do some longer videos coming up and get more back into the swing of things, which would be really exciting. But anyways, guys, I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye! Mwah.